doing fine. It's me, Ma'am Joanne Estrella, your teacher star. Welcome to an exciting experience in science. Today, we will focus on the structure of DNA and RNA. Have you ever watched or heard the story about baby switching? In what way did the involved persons resolve the case? Yes, through DNA tests. That's correct. Let us have our learning objectives. At the end of this video lesson, you are going to compare the structure of DNA and RNA, explain the complementary structure of DNA and RNA. Have you ever wondered why siblings resemble each other? Or how a mother and a daughter look alike? Nucleic acids are molecules that code for hereditary traits by controlling the production of protein. There are two kinds of nucleic acid: DNA, or deoxyribonucleic acid, and RNA, or ribonucleic acid. Nucleic acids are chains of polymers consisting of simpler units as monomers. These monomers are nucleotides. They are made up of three parts: phosphate group, 5-carbon sugar, and nitrogenous bases. Let's focus first on DNA. DNA contains the genetic information used in the development and functioning of all living organisms. That's why it is called as the blueprint of life. Its function is to store and transmit genetic information. As you can see, DNA is a double helix structure. It is located in the nucleus, mitochondria, or in the chloroplast of a plant cell. The DNA molecule is composed of three types of components: phosphate group, sugar, which is deoxyribose, and the nitrogenous bases, namely adenine, which is always paired with thymine, cytosine, which is always paired with guanine. Let us have the example of ATG. What will be its complementary base pair? It must be PAC.
Let us have the second example. CAT. What will be its complementary base pair in DNA? The correct answer is GTA. That's correct. Let us have the next one. ACC. The correct answer is TGG. Congratulations! You made it this far.
Now let me discuss with you the RNA structure. RNA, or ribonucleic acid, carries the genetic information from DNA in the nucleus to the cytoplasm of the cell. It is responsible for the template in the synthesis of protein, which in turn control the operation and function of the cell. As you can see, RNA is a single-stranded structure. wherein the sugar is ribose. In RNA, the bases are adenine pairs with uracil and cytosine pairs with guanine. There are three types of RNA. Messenger RNA, which directs protein synthesis. Ribosomal RNA, which is the site of protein synthesis. And transfer RNA supply amino acids to the ribosome to be assembled as protein. Now there you go! Let us determine if the given bases of nucleic acids best describe the DNA or RNA. Are you ready? Game! 23 adenine is paired with 27 thymine, while 23 cytosine is paired with 27 guanine. Is it DNA or RNA? If your answer is DNA, you are correct. And it is double-stranded. The following is a base sequence in one strand of a DNA molecule. Give the complementary strand it will produce. Letter A, T, G, G. Letter B, G, T, A. Letter C, A, T. Letter D, C, A, G. Letter E, G, A, G. Complete the Venn diagram using the word bank to compare and contrast DNA and RNA. Now, let us try to answer this assessment by simply answering the following questions. Number 1. What type of sugar is in RNA? A. Deoxyribose. B. Lactose. C. Maltose. Letter D. Ribose. The correct answer is D. Very good. It's ribose. Number 2. How many types of nitrogenous bases are present in the nucleic acid? A. 1. B. 2. C. 3. Letter D. 4. The correct answer is letter D. There are 4 nitrogenous bases present in the nucleic acid. Number 3. Which of the following is a nucleotide found in DNA? A. Deoxyribose plus phosphate group plus cytosine. B. Deoxyribose plus phosphate group plus uracil. C. Ribose plus phosphate group plus thymine. Letter D. Ribose plus phosphate group plus uracil. If you are thinking of letter A, your answer is correct. Number 4. Which statement correctly differentiates RNA from DNA? Letter A. RNA is single-stranded, while DNA is double-stranded. B. RNA is double-stranded, while DNA is single-stranded. C. RNA has deoxyribose, while DNA has ribose. D. DNA uses uracil, while RNA uses thymine. Excellent! The answer is letter A. RNA is single-stranded, while DNA is double-stranded. Number 5. Which statement is true regarding DNA and RNA? Letter A. DNA sugar is ribose. RNA sugar is deoxyribose. B. DNA is single-stranded. RNA is double-stranded. C. DNA contains thymine. RNA contains uracil. Letter D. DNA is in cytoplasm. RNA is in the nucleus. The correct answer is letter C. DNA contains thymine. RNA contains uracil. Keep it up! RNA, like DNA, is a nucleic acid. However, RNA structure differs from DNA structure in many ways. RNA is single-stranded, while DNA is double-stranded. The sugar of RNA is ribose, while in DNA, it's deoxyribose. Both DNA and RNA has 4 nitrogenous bases, but instead of thymine, RNA contains uracil. That ends our video lesson for today. I hope you learned something. Once again, I'm Ma'am Joan Estrella, and see you in our next video lesson. Happy learning! Thank you for watching. Bye-bye!